Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite everything serums. These are serums that contain a little bit of everything to target multiple skin concerns. These are great options, especially if you're someone that wants to limit down on your skincare routine. You want to eliminate some serums. Maybe you don't want that 8, 9, 10 step skincare routine and you just want like one serum, one moisturizer, and one sunscreen, then this video is for you. And you know, I'm guilty. I'm somebody that likes to have a 6, 7, 8 step skincare routine. I do get carried away sometimes, and sometimes my skin loves it and sometimes my skin doesn't love it so much. So it really is personal preference based on what you want to use. But now that summer is around the corner, I don't know about you, but I don't like to use too many products in my morning routine, especially because number one, I am very acne prone. Number two, my skin gets quite oily in the summer. I don't want my skin to feel suffocated when it's hot and humid and muggy outside. And then of course, with the reapplication of sunscreen throughout the day, which we should all be doing, it just becomes too much. And then next thing you know, your skin just is caked with all of these products, and I can't stand that, especially in the summer. So I like to resort to something like the ones I'm sharing in this video that do the job, that target multiple concerns, and then this way, all I have to do is just use like one serum, maybe two if I want, moisturizer and sunscreen, and it just keeps the routine simplified, and I do like that. So I hope that you find this video helpful. Of course, all of the products that I'm sharing will be linked below for you for your reference, including discount codes and related videos. I would also really appreciate it if you could kindly give this video a thumbs up, and if you could also subscribe and ring that notification bell. The first everything serum that I'm going to be recommending is by Allies of Skin. This is their Multi-Peptides and GF Advanced Lifting Serum. So this is designed to lift and firm the skin, soften fine lines and wrinkles, and to help stimulate new collagen. If you love your peptides, your copper peptide and growth factors, then you're going to love this serum. So this has a 9% peptide lifting complex. Remember, peptides do a great job at firming the skin and softening fine lines. They can help to stimulate new collagen as well. So does the 3% growth factors in here. And growth factors can also help with wound healing, keeping your skin nice and repaired. And the copper peptide does the same thing. So we have 3 key ingredients that all target the same thing, but they're all different, which makes this serum really nice and concentrated to address signs of aging. There's also humectants in here, like phospholipids, glycolipid. These are going to deeply hydrate the skin, plumping up the skin and preventing transepidermal water loss, keeping that moisture in the skin so that you have all day and all night plumpness. This is a serum that can be used every day, twice a day. If you are someone that uses tretinoin or retinol in your nighttime routine, you can use this with it if you choose to. So use this first and then go in with your tretinoin afterwards, or your retinol, then moisturizer, and you're good to go. This could just be the only serum in your morning routine, followed up by moisturizer and sunscreen. It is a really easy and friendly product to use, and it's satisfying enough just using this. It's really hydrating, it spreads nicely. All you need is like 2 or 3 pumps to cover your face as well as your neck. If you want to bring this down to your chest, you could just add an extra pump and away you go. And it does have a little bit of a cloudy milkiness to it, but it spreads nice and it's not sticky or tacky. It really has a beautiful formulation. Now, I know the Allies of Skin brand is quite expensive, but their formulations are quite advanced. The ingredients that they use are more advanced, and some of the ingredients that you see in some of their products you don't see with other brands. They also have a good concentration of key ingredients in each of their products with a good amount of percentage for each of those key ingredients. So that is why I find that this brand could be a little bit on the pricier side. And again, some products are worth the price tag, maybe not all of them, but this one especially is worth the money, and I've loved my experience with this. And while I was testing this, I was using this every day. I did notice the first thing was hydration. My skin was so plump and hydrated. And then after a few weeks, I did feel like my skin was starting to firm up a little bit. So with continuous use and using this long term, maybe going through 2 bottles, you might really see a big difference with your skin. But just remember, consistency is key with any skincare product that you are using. Next up is the Drmtlgy Needleless Serum. I actually just received this, so that's why the packaging is still on here. But I have talked about this a handful of times in the past, and it's one of my favorite products from the brand. I do have an ongoing discount code with Drmtlgy, just so you know, where you can get 20% off anytime on any product. But this is a wonderful one for signs of aging, again, to firm the skin, stimulate new collagen, as this serum also contains several peptides. It also contains that copper peptide, so very similar to the Allies of Skin, but this one does not have growth factors in it. Instead, it has several ceramides in it to help strengthen, repair your skin barrier, to prevent transepidermal water loss. It also has hyaluronic acid to hydrate and plump, and there's niacinamide, which is a lovely antioxidant that truly does a lot of great things for our skin, especially for brightening the skin. So if you have facial redness, it can help calm, especially with those ceramides. But if you have post-acne marks, a little bit of discoloration, niacinamide can be wonderful to use on an everyday basis to brighten your skin. And I do find that this serum is quite brightening, very hydrating, but at the same time, if you can use this long term and use this at least once a day, then this really does help to firm the skin and soften fine lines and wrinkles. You can use this twice a day if you want to. Yes, this is one that you can use with tretinoin and retinol if you really wanted to in your nighttime routine, and this is great just on its own in your morning routine. And I love this. This has to be Drmtlgy's bestseller. You see this everywhere. There are so many success stories with this, and this is a serum that I've been using for several years, and I just always need to have it in my collection because I feel like it has a wonderful formula that actually performs. And the great thing with these everything serums is that you might actually be using a separate serum right now that this contains that you can eliminate once you're finished. So for example, if you're using a separate niacinamide serum, once you're finished with that and you plan on using this, you can just eliminate that now and just start incorporating this because this has that niacinamide in it. So there's really no need to use a separate niacinamide with this if you don't want to. This also contains hyaluronic acid, so you don't necessarily have to use a separate hyaluronic acid serum. So see what I mean? With these everything serums, there's just so many great ingredients all in one that you don't have to use all of these separate ingredients and products anymore. It just keeps everything so simple. The next serum is by KaramMD. This is the Quench Vitamin C Serum. So if you love your antioxidants, you love your vitamin C, you want something that has several ingredients in it that hydrates and brightens your skin, then you are going to love this. I have been so obsessed with this serum. I did briefly talk about this once in a past video. I will leave that video up here. I've been using this every single day, some days twice a day, but mostly once a day in my morning routine. And I have a backup. I love it that much. This is actually almost finished, by the way, and it's exceptional for brightening the skin. So this contains 3 types of vitamin C derivatives. Derivatives are more gentle. They are great for those that have sensitive skin, great for all skin types, but they have a longer shelf life and you don't have to worry about using them up as quickly as you would with pure forms of vitamin C like ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid, the pure form, can be quite irritating for a lot of skin types. There are different percentages, but even the ones that are at a low percentage can still be too irritating. And I usually always use ascorbic acid, but I've actually quite enjoyed the gentle approach with the 3 derivatives in here, and the brightness that I have received with this serum is insane. So besides the vitamin C, there is licorice root extract, which is another ingredient to help brighten the skin. There's willow herb, aloe, castor oil in here, hyaluronic acid. There is also green tea in here, which is another type of antioxidant. And so this is going to brighten, it's going to hydrate, and it's going to protect your skin from everyday pollution. So this really is great for the morning routine especially. But again, if you want to use this at nighttime, feel free to do so. And I love how this has more of that gel texture. It spreads really nice. I do about 2 to 3 pumps of this, and that is enough to cover my entire face as well as my neck. And then once I've applied it, I go right in with moisturizer. I actually have his moisturizer, the Illuminate, and I also have the cleanser. I have the trifecta line. I'm also currently using his polish, which helps to brighten the skin, get rid of dead skin cells. And I also have the balm, which is an additional hydration that you can apply on top of the moisturizer to bring in more of that glow, more of that comfort, especially if your skin is really dry and tight. I basically have his entire line that I am loving, but this is one of my favorites, and I also really love his moisturizer. It has retinol in it as well as niacinamide, I believe. But if you're looking for a good antioxidant serum, something that has multiple ingredients, then this is wonderful. And the last everything serum that I'm going to be mentioning is by Dr. Dennis Gross. This is the Drmtlgy's Fill Plus Repair Serum. I've been using this on and off for a couple of years, and I will just use this sometimes with my moisturizer and sunscreen, and this performs so well. And it really is a serum that will target everything. It eliminates texture, giving the skin more of that softer, smoother feel. It brightens, softens fine lines. It helps to prevent. It hydrates, it repairs the skin, it brightens the skin, it does it all. So if you really wanted to eliminate your vitamin C, your peptides, your hyaluronic acid serums, your retinol, your tretinoin, you totally could, because the ingredient list here is quite extensive. I can't remember everything, but let's just give it a shot here. So there's 4 weights of hyaluronic acids. There are peptides, niacinamide, ecdowin. There's squalene, colloidal oatmeal, ceramides, glycolic acid, mandelic acid, green tea, white tea, ashwagandha, and the list goes on. That's the best I can do. There are so many ingredients in here, but this really does work for texture and brightening and just giving that really nice, youthful, healthy complexion. And this does contain fragrance. I just want you to know it has a floral scent. It's very mild, but there is a fragrance, and you are getting 30 mils of product. 2 pumps is all I need, and it spreads really nicely. No pilling, no stickiness, no nothing. It sits great underneath sunscreen and makeup, and it's wonderful. So those are some of my favorite everything serums. I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you found it helpful. Most importantly, I hope I was able to introduce you to something new today. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in that comment section. Again, I will have everything listed below for you, including discount codes and related videos. Let me know your thoughts on an everything serum. Is it something that you like to incorporate in your routine, or do you much prefer to use all of these individual serums? Either way, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I love a good routine that has like 7 steps, and then sometimes I just love a routine that has like 3 or 4 steps. It just depends really for me, the season that we're in and what my skin needs at that time. But there's just something so refreshing with just using minimal products, you know? So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.